Hello, this is your hair analysis webinar. The title deliberately is called Hair Analysis and Your Education of Its Value. It all starts with toxins and how environment is much more deadly than we think. Our environments are so invisible, we don't see these things. The biggest thing in our environment is pesticides and toxins. They come in our food, they come toxins, they come every place. Pesticides are bad news. Pesticides are also many years old, and we're getting out of those, but still, we're still in them. And because of that, you need to understand you're going to get toxins, and you need hair analysis. So here we go, folks. First of all, they're invisible toxins. There's 23 metal toxins. They're ranked, all right? Lead, children get. Mercury, adults get. And then iron, arsenic, cadmium, chromium, copper, zinc, and so on. Notice at the very bottom, there's business, serum, gold, silver, and platinum. Gold, silver, and platinum, you're not going to get hurt by those. Those are solid, okay? But you're going to get hurt very seriously by the first four. You can get hurt by any one of them, but I had people in Tallahassee with uranium-235 poisoning with their well water. And the very easy way to stop that is don't drink the well water. Don't use it in the shower. Don't use it in your food. Don't use it on your land. You have to either get the filter to get it out or don't use it. That's that simple. Okay, the health risk that we're concerned about for adults is definitely mercury. And it's very difficult to remove, but it can be done, and we can do it. Lead, like mercury, there's no safe limit. You get mercury in your system or lead in your system, it will keep going at you, and you got to get it out of your system. Iron, too much can cause Parkinson's. A lot of people don't know that, but studies in 2008 and forward have proven 70% of the time Parkinson's patients are caused by too much iron. All the other guys, and of course pesticides, are just all over the place, so we'll talk more about that. All right, toxins enter the body through inhalation, ingestion, absorption, and injection. So let's go backwards. Injection, spiders, snakes, scorpions, ticks, mosquitoes, wasps. All of these guys have bad stuff in them and not good. A spider, brown recluse, black widow, they put toxin into your body, and if they bite you on the butt or in the back or on the arm, you have a problem. They bite you in the leg, you got a chance to get rid of it. But they bite you those other places, you better see somebody quick, because if you don't see somebody within 4 hours of a spider bite, when you get bit in the upper part of your body, you could be dead. And that's the lie. If the lower part of your body, as long as you stay upright and you don't sleep with your legs up, you can get away with spider bites in your legs. But you're not going to get away from the upper body. There are pictures of people's butts are missing. They're chewed out because of the spider bites. It's a spider bite. And the biggest one is brown recluse. The next one is the black widow. Of course, scorpions are very rare. Ticks, Lyme disease, mosquitoes, dung fever. You can't get rid of these things. You go to the Mideast, you can get dung fever just because you're a tourist. Wasps and so on. Okay, so injection just by bugs. So you got to be careful with that. However, look at the other three. They all have something in common. Pesticides. You can't see them, but they're there. Let's go with ingestion. Pesticides in the food. Lead in the drinking water. Fungi, mold, contaminated food from bacteria. Okay. You go to a bad restaurant, people have done this, and you know that. Okay. But the pesticides in processed foods, there's no way around it. The only way around it is hair analysis to make sure you know what you have. And you got to do that every so often, at least every 3 years, if not every year. And what does it cost? Less than $100. It's well worth it, dear. And men, okay. Okay, inhalation. Radon, car exhaust, industrial fumes, pesticides, spraying in the environment, and smoke. All of that stuff is bad news. pesticides is the worst. But industrial fumes are bad news as well. Absorption through the skin, industrial chemicals, pesticides again, and you can just go walking through the forest without protection and rub up against poison ivy or oak, and you got that as well. All right, so we're talking about toxins entering the body. So pesticides is the major culprit. So here's what we've done about pesticides. Nothing. We get a grade of D-, okay? At least we're starting to do something about pesticides. But big companies that have done pesticides in the past, like Monsanto and so on, they're still doing it. Yes, they're getting into new things, and they're farming out all their bad pesticides to all the other countries that can't afford anything, like Mexico. So all the bad pesticides with mercury go to Mexico, and Mexico grows all these vegetables with junk in them. And we shouldn't be going that route. We should stop it at the beginning. We should stop the companies from distributing in Mexico and make sure they distribute more proper, more up-to-date pesticides that don't have all this crap in them. But that's not there. Okay, so I can't beat the bush on that one. There are 8 common dietary sources of heavy metals. There they are. Drinking water, processed fruit juices, baby food, non-organic foods. I'll say it again, non-organic foods. Again, you should be always taking organic foods. It costs more, but it's well worth it. Okay. Brown rice, large fish. The bigger the fish, the more up the chain they take the mercury. Cheap spices and brewed tea. Yes. So the bottom line is you're going to get mercury, lead, aluminum, arsenic, and pesticides in non-organic foods. All right. Diseases caused by toxins and by deficiencies and by overloads. Okay. So too little, too much, and toxins. Okay. Cancer caused by lead, cadmium, nickel, arsenic. Fine particles of beryllium as well, and that's airborne. So I got to tell you, cancer is not an easy. Osteoarthritis caused by lead, cadmium, mercury toxins. Osteoarthritis can be cured many different ways. Don't listen to MDs that say, no, it can't be cured, it can't be reversed. Not true. Type 2 diabetes can be reversed as well. But what's it caused by? Where did it come from in the first place? You're not getting enough vitamin B6, chromium, magnesium, and the most 2 prevalent elements that you have to have is calcium and magnesium. So we do the hair analysis. We're finding out you don't get calcium and magnesium. That's a big time fine. That's going to stop a lot of diseases in your life to change that. Epilepsy can be caused by lead, mercury, aluminum, and too much copper. Some people think it is completely genetic. I'm sorry, 70% of epilepsy is heavy metal toxins. However, some of it's genetics. Multiple sclerosis can be linked to lead toxicity. High blood pressure can be caused too much salt. Everybody know that. Hyperactive children have too much lead in their system. And how do you find out? Hair analysis. Adolescent acne can be caused from zinc deficiency or too much lead or copper. So there's a lot to it, folks. We're not only talking about toxins, we're talking about things you don't get enough of or too much of. Okay, so let's take a look at some of these established daily requirements. First of all, magnesium, 50 milligrams. That's a pretty good dose. Too little, you can get epilepsy. However, kind of a strange thing here, too much magnesium will actually help the brain with alcoholics. And it actually helps us all with different things. So it's not so bad to have too much magnesium. It is bad to have too little. Iron, definitely, it's one of the trace elements. If you don't get enough, you're going to get Parkinson, and that's only 15 milligrams a day. So if you start getting 50 milligrams a day, you're pushing toward Parkinson's. Zinc, again, you have immune deficiencies no matter which way you go. Copper, on one side, impaired heart, the other side, impaired liver. And that's 1 milligram a day. Wow. Okay, boron for men, if you take enough, you're going to have a smaller prostate size, and that is optimal. It's better to keep that thing in control, okay? So there are two good things on this chart. Too much magnesium and too much boron actually is a good thing. Other than that, not so good. We have another chart though. Calcium, that's a lot of milligrams. If you don't have enough, you're going to have bone loss, fractures, and a lot of people run into this. Then you overdo it, and if you take care of that, then you get hardening of the arteries. So once you have a calcium problem, you need to work on it, and you need some professionals, both MDs and guys like me, DOs that are pushing hair analysis and the other forms of proper treatment that doctors don't normally recommend. Iodine, if you're in a country that doesn't have iodized salt, you're going to get goiter. And too much, you're going to get thyroid. All right, thyroid cancer. Selenium, you can have problems with your organs or chromosomal changes. So here's the thing, that if you're a woman and you have BRCA1 and BRCA2, which are the genes that precursors for cancer, you want to make damn sure that you have the right amount of selenium. And the only way you're going to know that is through hair analysis. So for both men and women, for different reasons, you want hair analysis to protect your sexual side. All right, chromium needed for effective working of insulin. So you don't want to get type 2 diabetes, and you can beat it to the punch if you do this early in life, okay? So anyway, there we go. All right, sources of heavy metal toxins ranked. There they are. Lead, mercury, iron, cadmium, arsenic, aluminum, copper, gallium, uranium. So where do you get lead from? Water, paint, teas, audio exhaust. Mercury, seafood, big thing. Traces found in avocado due to pesticides. If it comes from Mexico or some other country and it's non-organic, don't trust it. Older dental fillings, and I still have people that have mouths full of mercury, and the only way to get rid of it is to do a big dental thing and get rid of it, because nowadays we don't need that. And some rare vaccines have mercury. Too much iron can cause Parkinson's. Cadmium, cigarettes, big deal, and coffee. Arsenic, believe it or not, poultry and eggs. And again, conventional versus farm bread, okay? So yeah, the more you pay for food in general, the better it is. Oh, copper, definitely it's in makeup and wake lights as well. So wherever you get your eggs is important. Gallium, medical imaging, that's General Electric, big company, has gallium for imaging. And unfortunately, it's a cancer causer. So it is. This contrast agent is helpful, but at the same time, it's harmful. Uranium, underground water from radioactive sites. Like I said, I've had patients with that, and you just simply got to cut the water off and work with their scaly skin, their old looks. And they start drinking normal water. 6 months later, you can't believe they look 20 years younger. All right. Now, in order to remove heavy metal toxins from your body, how do we get them out? Well, there's two ways to get them out, and it's so easy. The following two herbs are highly effective, and the following two herbs are also organic and very safe. Cilantro and Corello. You put them together, you come up with a little black paste that you put underneath your tongue, and it's pretty cool. 45-day treatment only costs you $18. A 90-day treatment, double that, and you're pretty assured you're going to get rid of almost all toxins, except aluminum. There's another product called Heavy Metal Detox, been around since 1972. It's developed for more chemically based attacks, but it still has cilantro in it. So see your friendly expert, Dr. Gil, and he will help you with that. And we're talking about less than $100 to do a detox program. So it's very cost effective. You just got to know what you're doing. Okay, healthy body. Let's see if I passed something. No, I didn't. Okay. Most vitamins are water soluble. So we're talking about B's and C's. You can take as much as you want. The body will take what it needs. So don't worry about it. So it's important to take multiple vitamins. The body doesn't need it, it won't take it. So don't play the game. Oh, I know my diet. Well, I don't. I have too many patients that have done hair analysis. They don't know their body. They think they do. So you get a tuning. The 4 vitamins that are fat soluble are ADEK, A-D-E-K. Too much vitamins of one causes cancer, too much of the other is bone mineral. And if you don't watch out with vitamin K, you're going to have problems with clotting the blood or thinning of the blood. And you want to avoid that. By all means, everybody out there, avoid taking blood thinners. Don't listen to doctors. Avoid taking blood thinners. Find a natural way to take care of your blood. Do not take blood thinners. You're in for all kinds of problems when you start taking blood thinners. However, there is a natural blood thinner. It's called aspirin. Aspirin, actually at 81 milligrams, thins the blood. Now, aspirin is a herb. It is not a medicine. Aspirin comes from white willow bark. Yeah, all the others are man-made, and they're not worth it. Period. I won't go any further. Do not take blood thinners. If you have to, take aspirin, but that's it. Don't listen to the doctors, please. And you want to cross opinion? Come to Dr. Gil. All right. All right. Runny nose, most likely it's an allergy. Don't worry about it being something else. Just find an allergy relief nose spray. There's a lot of them out there, and most of them are zinc based. All right, if you start running into a cold, which is a rhinovirus, which is like 200 different versions of it, you can take a bunch of vitamin C, 10 to 20 milligrams, chewables, whatever, and make about 50 milligrams of zinc, but only do it for 2 days in a row. And if you do it early on, you'll knock the cold out really quick. All right, and there's some references as far as where all this information comes from. All right, now why don't doctors, MDs, use hair analysis? That is, the conventional doctor is called allopathic versus what I am is holistic or osteopathic. So there's 14% of me and most of the doctors, we're talking about 86%, the predominance of doctors are not trained for hair analysis. They are trained to identify and diagnose disease-centered system. Hair analysis is not disease. Hair analysis is a prevention system, and it's extremely techy. It's very accurate. It's better than anything the doctors do. Unfortunately, the doctors do a lot of stat tests, and unfortunately, their stat tests are only momentary, a daily. Hair analysis for 6 weeks. You get 6 weeks of data. It's far superior, through the roof, 10,000 times better. That's not to say that the blood test doesn't have value. I'm just saying that in general, across the board, it's going to be so much more valuable to you than anything else you can do. All right, I'll get off my soapbox. So doctors know how to do drugs and surgery, but that's not a solution. Hair analysis, on the other hand, finds out what's wrong with you. And then now you have a chance to apply a solution and get balanced. So the bottom line at the bottom of the page, if an allopathic doctor uses hair analysis and drugs and surgery are minimized and a person's health is maximized, which is not the system now. So I recommend multiple vitamins daily for everyone, B complex daily for everyone, a little more zinc to make sure the immune system is strong. Okay, and there's no hot air behind it, even there's a hot air balloon here. Okay, so in the end, hair analysis, why is it so important? Toxins be gone. Superior technology to find the toxins before they get you. Discover and cleanse. Get your detailed forensic analysis before you die, thus enabling you to cleanse your body of unwanted toxins without requiring costly hospital chelation procedures or, when things go from bad to worse, when you have to have operations and so on. So let's get it in the beginning. Let's do prevention. Tune your health. Add missing elements to your vitamins and correct imbalances. Very low cost, and the key word is priceless. Okay, so here's an actual chart that you get that I purport. The largest group in the country is Analytical Research Labs. I use them, and I use them at an extremely low price compared to any of the other guys out there, any of the other people that do hair analysis. Normally you get $300 to $500 for hair analysis. At my place, $93. Cost me $81. I charge $12 for processing. And then when I get the results back, I know what to do to help you if necessary. Here's an example. The top chart shows the elementary balances starting with calcium, magnesium, and so on. It's prioritized from left to right. This person is down on four scores. Selenium, that's bad news for a woman. Okay, so if this were a woman, this is not good. So you need to take multiple vitamins. Here we have mercury poisoning and we have aluminum poisoning. Aluminum can be caused by underarm deodorants, underarm antiperspirants to be exact. Deodorants don't have aluminum in them, but the antiperspirants do. So all you have to do is stop the antiperspirants and just use the deodorants. Make it smell good, but it's okay to sweat. So as simple as that is, that's how to solve that. Mercury, you have to do a detox. All of these things here, you need more, especially boron for males. Okay. Again, I suggest Costco mature vitamins because they have a couple more boron and some other things that normal vitamins, mainstream vitamins, do not have. And if your ratios are out, it can cause cleavage, it causes mutation cleavage, and anything that gives you a propensity toward mutations for things like cancer, that's going to cause. So that's why it's so important to have these things balanced. This is not balanced. So this for a female, this is bad news. For a male with no boron, it's bad news. So this is not a great chart, but it's actually a fairly average chart because most people are not balanced. Okay, so folks, I thank you very much. Normally I have a summary of what we've done, but it's all about toxins in your environment, understanding there are a lot of pesticides out there. Understand that you need to do organic foods across the board. Understanding that hair analysis is golden. You got to do it. So with that, I end and bid you farewell.